Hi, this is a video about using lunarvim. It's a variant of the neovim application, text editing application, which is a sort of new version of Vim. The neovim can be kind of complicated to set up, and lunarvim is one of the several distributions which simplify that setup quite a lot. And I can't tell you that I think lunarvim is better than the others, and there's a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of them. I did a little research and I found it was pretty popular, and I tried 2 or 3. I really like lunarvim. Much of what I'm showing you here might work exactly the same in other variants of neovim. I just don't know. And my task at the moment is to do some edits for a function in the OCE package. That's an R package, and the function name is 3num. And what I'm in a terminal at the moment, and I'm doing git grep. I'm searching for 3num. It's just a textual search. That would have found 3num in comments, etc. But actually, you can see that in the last 2 lines. It's in a comment, and then it's in the last one. Okay, so what this tells me, the last line tells me that 3num is defined in misc.r. Tell you the truth, I could have done what I just did here inside of Vim without bothering with this other stuff, and then it wouldn't have twigged to this comment. It would only show this. But let me just get into it. So now I'm editing lunarvim. So I'm editing misc.r. And let's see, so it's just about 5,000 lines long. It's fairly long. Now, the thing that I'm going to be showing you to begin with is enabled by something called a language server protocol. And this exists for many editors. I think it came from Microsoft, actually, the idea. For many editors and for many languages. And the idea in R here. So there's a LSP, a language server protocol for R, and it's just a definition of how things look. Like you define functions in this way. You have a token that as numeric is a token, and the less than minus means assigned, and then I say the word function. And after that, there's a curly brace, which you can see here. It's being completed down to this line that's 9 lines below there. Okay, so a language server protocol analyzes that text, and it knows, for an example, that rval, here rval, has a meaning within this text, and that this is the return value, and that this has no effect when I call this function. It doesn't affect any value of rval that might exist outside the function. In other words, it understands the code. Okay, now I'm going to type something. I'm typing a space, and pretty soon, there we go. There's a setting for this. I may have set it for 1 second. I don't know. It's giving you the things that you could type next. These are the things I could type next. And I'm interested in the language server protocol. So look over on the right-hand side, LSP, language server protocol. It's lowercase l, so let me type that. And I just type lowercase l. And now I'm interested in document symbols. So let me type an S. These are all the symbols in the document. And now I could use the arrow to go down. There's a bunch of them. If I had some classes in here, it would find them as well. I mean, it's about 5,000 lines, a lot of functions in there. Now see this little icon. Oh yeah, and so I could find what I want by arrowing, but that's not really very efficient. This icon here to the left that I'm moving my mouse around, it's supposed to look like a telescope. Sorry. It's supposed to look like a telescope. So it lets you search for things. And I type thr, and that completes to 3num. So now I'll press enter. And there I am. It's found it. Now the word 3num probably you can see it occurs 7 lines above. See that? The gray 7 here. It didn't twig to that because it understands the code. That's the important thing about the language server call. The LSP. It understands the code. Really critically important. Grepping doesn't understand code. For example, this stuff where I said 3num is assigned, I could have had that within a comment. And like a normal grep command, you'd have to have special things saying, okay, I want it not to be within a comment, and I want it to be letters and numbers and possibly a space or not, and then a less than minus, or maybe an equal sign, which is also permitted. It'd be really complicated, and the language server protocol means you don't have to make fancy grep things. Okay, so that was a little bit about language server protocol. now I'm on a symbol here, and I'm going to type another powerful Vim command, which is G, lowercase g, and it tells you things it can complete to, and or things I can type next, I guess is what I should say. And I'm going to type a lowercase r. See on the right-hand side, go to references. And it's thinking, okay, there we go. And so what it's done is it's looked in all the R files, and I've got, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 R files in there, probably each on order of 2,000 lines, something like that. So it searched a lot of code. I was in our MISC, and now it's showing also that I'm referring to it. Now this is really important. It hasn't just done a grep to find the letters 3num. It's only looking for when I'm calling that as a function. Like I could have a variable called 3num as well. It wouldn't find it. Okay, and then you can use arrows to go around, or I mean, there's things you could type on the keyboard as well. To be honest, I touch type and I never know what I'm typing until I type it. Like my brain doesn't know, my fingers somehow know what to type. But I've gone down a line. Most people would do this. You'd use an arrow to go down. So if I wanted to go to this one, I just press an enter when I'm on it, and there I am. Now, if you've done any programming, I think you can see how powerful this is. So this is a combination of really several different tools that are working within NeoVim, and in this case, lunarvim. Makes it really easy to jump around in code. Other things that you can do, I don't think I'll show them now, but if I'm on a symbol, I can find out where it's defined. Like the symbol, here you can see that line 144 is defining something called threes. I could go down a page and search and find where it was defined, and this is really important. It'll find it within the context. Like if it's defined, if it's a variable in a function, suppose I have 10 functions, and each of them has, actually almost all my functions, I have a variable called rval for return value. It won't just find them all, like a grep would find them all. If I'm in the function called, z, it would find where in Z I defined rval. And it could find, there's another thing you could type, which I just showed you, I guess, really, but find references for it as well. It's kind of a subtle thing, but it's a sea change in editing, basically, this language server protocol business. And like I say, you can get it within lunarvim, you can get it within NeoVim, you can get it, and I could name other text editors as well. Many or most of them now can do language server protocol. If you haven't used it before, it's really worth learning a little bit about it. I think it'll save you some time and lead to more accurate coding. Thanks for watching the video. Take care. Bye.